Hello everyone. In this technological world, every industry run behind AI and automation. One of the best application of integration of AI and automation would be chatbots. These are heavily used nowadays. There are many different use cases of chatbots in industries. Some of them are sales, label work, provides 24/7 support, instant service, can entertain more number of people at the same time. And one of the most important application of chatbots is its easy communication. So in these series of videos, we are going to create a basic AI chatbot, and while creating it, we will be creating a basically intent file. We'll make use of an intent file, and that intent file has been created by me. And I will also tell you that you can even add your responses and you can even add your own problem statements in that intent files. So let's get started. The first step is basically to import the files, the imported libraries that we will be required. And we will be making use of NLP, that is natural language processing. So if we are making use of natural language processing, so one of the key library that first comes in our mind is basically NLTK. So now let's get started. So I'll first import libraries. First I'll do import NLTK, and from NLTK dot punct NLTK dot download, we want to have punctuations and all for tokenized. That's why we'll be making use of punct, and from NLTK dot stem dot Lancaster import Lancaster stemmer. We'll use this Lancaster stemmer. That is, we'll make use of Lancaster stemming. And if we are importing Lancaster stemmer, so let me initialize it. So in order to initialize Lancaster stemmer, just stemmer Lancaster stemmer. Our stemmer has been initialized. Now importing for like libraries that we will be also using TensorFlow, so we need libraries for TensorFlow pre-processing. Okay, just let me write it. Libraries needed for TensorFlow processing. So first of all, we'll import TensorFlow as TF, and basically we are using the version 1.13.2. import numpy snp, import tf learn, import random. And finally, in order to deal with JSON file, we need JSON. So import JSON. This random module imports a random module which contains random generated functions. So random generated functions will be used. And we even imported tflearn, which is a library which is built on top of TensorFlow. The basic function is just to it speeds up the experimentation process and all. So first of all, I even need to install, because I don't have tflearn, so I need to install tflearn first of all, then only this above statement is going to run. Okay, now JSON. Now let me run the statement. Okay, NLT. Okay, download spelling. WNLOD not work. Okay, now after files has been loaded, we're going to import our intent file, which will be used for training the module. Let me just first, I have already uploaded the intent files. You can just see intent files. Let me just show you how this intent file looks like. So basically, intent file is basically a file which shows the context of the system that you're the system that your chatbot will work in. So like if you are designing basically a chatbot related to banking system, so the intent file will be related to the banking task. So all the tasks in bankings will be incorporated in it. So let me just show you the intent file I have created. So basically this is the intent file. So you can see there is intents, there's a tag, there's pattern, there are the responses, context, text. So patterns will be like, hi, how are you? Is anyone there? Hello and good day. So these are the basically input statements. So the NLP model will just incorporate it and will learn from this statement. It's, the user is asking for initiating, this user is trying to initiate a conversation. So the response for that will be this, that the response will be, hello, thanks for visiting, good to see you again. And you might be wondering that whether only this statement is going to work. No, the amount of patterns we have shown, like hi, how are you, is there anyone, so any pattern which kind of matches to these patterns will be uh, considered as this hi pattern, greeting pattern, for greeting tags, and the response for all those kinds of tags will be this, thanks for visiting, good to see you. And now any one of these will be chosen by the chatbot itself, whichever the way you are asking for a particular question. Accordingly, one of the responses chatbot, among the multiple options available, chatbot will select the most relevant one and it will show you. So you can see I have, even in the responses there is more than one response. So the based on the question you are asking, the type of response you'll get. So for goodbye, thanks, hours, location, payments, training, cryptography. So these are the intents I've created. You can create your own instances. You have to just specify here. So this way you can create your own instances. Like you can write your own pattern, multiple virus. You can just create your own virus, and that's how you can create your own intent. So yeah, this is an intent file. Let me just code. So now in order to intent, so I've already uploaded the intent files in my Jupyter notebook. So now let me just import into our environment. So we will be using with open. I'll just need the file path, paste here as JSON underscore data intents equals to JSON dot load JSON underscore data. Yeah. So we are loading the data from the intentional station file. Run this. Okay, now it has loaded. Now what I'll do, I'll just create an empty list for appending the data after processing NLP. So I'll just create an empty word dictionary, and I'll create an empty dictionary, classes, empty classes. Let me just write the comment so that you are able to understand. Punctuation marks. So for that, ignore, because you set to question mark. Now what I'll do, starting a loop through each intent and intents. So for this, in order to run the loop, let's type for intent and intents pattern and intent patterns. Okay, I need to what tokenize. word underscore tokenize. We have to write the pattern. So this statement is basically tokenizing each and every word in the sentence by using word tokenizer. So after that, now you have to add the tokenized words to words empty list that we just created. So we'll just do words dot extend and we'll just add the W. Yeah, we have to add. Okay. Now they are both in the same. Right. Now I have to add the words to documents with tag given in intents file. So for that I have to start append w comma intent tag. Now adding only tag to our class. For that, intent tag not in classes dot append. So basically adding the only tag to our classes list. Okay, don't worry, I'll just write the tag everything, every comment at what step I'm doing with what thing. So intent tag, this is, so if the tag is not present in the classes, we'll instigate this process. Now let me just write the tags also, that you will write the comments so that you are able to understand it well. So now you can see I've done this. Now let's just run the statement. I've even wrote the comments for each state. Okay. Now the next step is we have to perform stemming by using the stemmer.step, and the we will lowercase the each of the respective word, and we even run a loop in words list that we just created, the words list, and we will ignore the punctuation marks and the ignore functions. So for that we just have to do equals to stemmer.stem lower function, and we will be using for w in words if w not in ignore. So this is the basic thing that we will do. Now we have to remove the word, so word equals to sorted. We'll just take the list, set the words, so we'll remove the duplicates, so we'll remove the duplicates in word list by this. Now we have to remove the duplicate classes, so for that we'll do classes equals to sorted list set of classes. Now finally we'll be printing the length of the list we form. So for that, print length of documents. We have to specify the length of documents. Documents slash n. Now we'll print the length of classes. So for classes we'll just do this, specify classes with the new line, and finally we'll print the length of words, and we'll specify stem words. So let me just write the comments again so that you are able to understand it easily, that at which line is doing what. So let's just copy it. We now have copy pasted the comments as well. We run the statement, and you can see there are 106 documents, 37 classes, and 118 stemmed words. That's happened. Now the next step is basically we will be creating a training data which will be further used for training. So for that we just take a training, we'll initialize it with the empty list. We want output list as well. We'll also initialize with any empty list. Now I want to create an array for the output. So for that, output underscore empty will be equals to 0. The zeroth value, the first value, that will be multiplied with the length of classes. Now I want to create a training set and bag of words for each sentence. So for that, for doc in humans, create an empty bag. I'll initialize the empty bag, nothing. So this is basically we are initializing the empty bag of words. I'll define a pattern underscore words with the 0th value. So which is basically storing this statement is basically storing list of the tokenized words for each document. You can even print the words. Now pattern underscore words equals to, have to call stemmer because stemming, we are again stemming each word for pattern words. So stemmer dot stem word dot lower initializing. Again we'll run a for loop. So for word in pattern underscore words. Now finally we'll creating the bag of words array. So for that we again guys for w in words bag dot append, and we'll do this if w in pattern underscore words, else we'll just do bag dot append 0. And finally, if it will give the output 1 for current tag and 0 for all the other tags. So in order to take that, I'll just do output. Don't worry guys, I'll just write the comment so that you are able to understand again which line is doing what. List, this is basically output. Now we have to index the docs as well. So for indexing, row classes dot index doc 1. We need to equate it with 1 because we're merging. Print put underscore row. Yeah. So now let me just write the comments as well for each statement. So just now I've wrote the comments for each statement. Right. Okay. Now the next step is basically we will shuffle the data of features, then we'll convert training data into numpy arrays, and then we'll create our training list. So there's 3 steps. So let's just first random dot shuffle for shuffling the training data so that the model gets not the same data every time the model is trained. Now training will be equals to np dot array ing, which is converting training data into numpy vectors. Now I have to create the training list. Train x equals to x. It's basically training. We want everything 0 first column. Train underscore y will be equals to list training to 1th value. Again, let me just write comments for each statement. Just wait. I'll run this statement. Okay, so this training has been done. Now the next step is basically we will reset the underlying graph data, and then we will build our neural network, and then we'll train our model for 1000 epochs. So since this video is getting a bit long, so we'll continue the training of our model in the next video. So hope you would have enjoyed. Thank you.